Welcome to another day of Ether Raids, and we're taking on a rematch here. Close out the last day of flight season, so let's go. We're going to use the double save team. I keep taking these rematches with Gatry or Fjorm as the lead unit, and I keep hoping that it's a save ball, but it's never like a corner ball, but it's never a corner ball, or so far it hasn't been, and I'm always just so disappointed by it, because this is not what I was planning for, or at least I was hoping to come against, because there's one other team that I've been wanting to use all week, and I just haven't been able to use it, unfortunately. But I don't know, man. It is what it is. Let's try to set this up. I'm going to show you the units real quick, and then we'll get into it. The thing about running or only having Embla as one of your as only having one Embla on defense is that I feel like either you're going to go all the way and commit with Embla, with two Emblas, or just not run her at all. The reason why I say that is because typically what happens is that she's going to end up in, if you only have one Embla, she's going to end up in a spot that will allow her to get sniped, and from there on, the rest of the defense is probably going to fall apart. This Gatry, I just looked at it and I was like, this has to be a corner ball. Like, there's no way. This is so invested, like fortifications and everything. There's like, I was immediately thinking corner ball, and here's the Fjorm, and I was like, there's no way he doesn't have one, and unfortunately, there is not one here. I mean, yeah, they're kind of in the corner, but this is not the corner that you would want them in. This isn't what I wanted it to be. For the type of approach that I had in mind, I would have to go in all out on turn one just to get this to work. I could get like with the other team, with the Goldberry team, I could get Goldberry out to take out Shez, or to take out Felix, but then I'd have to worry about Shez warping somewhere that wouldn't be like favorable to me. And then also I have Ascended Fjorm on that team, and she doesn't have Shield Fighter. I didn't give her Shield Fighter. Maybe I'll like go back on that banner and pull some more and see if I can get a copy just for her, but I didn't give Ascended Fjorm Shield Fighter because she does just as well against most things without it. The only problem is like brave hits from units like Shez or Bernie, so I typically just avoid those matchups with her. But I guess I can always do it if I really, really wanted to, just upgrade her kit. That's probably like something that I'll do in the future.
Is it time?
Who knows? But she's still very good. But yeah, if I wanted to use like the corner ball team with Gold Mary, I'd have to go all the way in, test the traps, and attack all on turn one, and it's really not set up to do that because I don't have the most range on that team to do that. Not that it couldn't, but Felix isn't going to give me the opportunity to, like, let's say, miss a kill. And then also I'd have to, go about the ice stuff, which is also annoying. So yeah, we're gonna ball it up in the corner here. I think I might have already messed up my save ball formation here because I moved without thinking about what to do with my positioning. So that is kind of unfortunate. I've been doing this quite a lot this week. With these Embla setups, you gotta pay attention. Like, you gotta pay attention to where you're gonna put your units, because looking at it right here, there's only the space in the corner that you can put your team, but I mean, there is a spot that you can go, so it's good that there's somewhere that I can put the team. But also I gotta be careful with how I lay it out, because I think I just made another mistake there as well, because I gotta dance shoot, I have like I was supposed to swap so that I could move Grima all the way to below where Sedith with the jump, but I forgot to swap. So now Fjorm is kind of stuck, which means I have to use my dance to dance Fjorm. But then also Shez is kind of all the way in the corner, also kind of stuck. So this is a little bit of a problem. I feel like I've already thrown this match, just like I did with the other one, with the other Felix and Shez matchup. I feel like I've already thrown this, so let me try to do this, but
what's wrong?
Ah, now Shiz can reach. Okay. I was supposed to move Shiz first. I was planning to reposition Lumera down and then dance from the spot where Lumera is, and this has just gotten like too convoluted. Yeah. I don't feel like taking this anymore. Like honestly, I feel like I've messed this up to an extent where it doesn't even matter if I can win or not. I just don't feel good about this at this point. I think I can like safely leave Shiz in the corner. Worst case scenario, I don't think anyone will be able to get to him, even with Felix warping and Shiz potentially warping through. If I leave my Shiz in the corner, he should be fine. The problem is I kind of wanted to be able to attack Embla, like I was saying in the beginning, where Embla is ultimately going to get exposed because Fjorm is locked as the 7th slot, and unless Embla decides to use her positional or gets repositioned somehow, I don't see how. She's going to be out of save range, and even if she is, she's either going to go straight down or move to the defense terrain below where Felix currently is, and both of those positions are fine for me because ultimately no one else can reach aside from the enemy's Felix, and I should be fine for turn 2 anyways. The problem is I don't think I can actually take out their Gatry at this point. It would really be down to like whether or not my Shiz can actually do any damage, and also if Gatry just attacking into me will like just take chip damage from his combats against Grima, which I don't think is gonna happen. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna win anyway. So yeah, even though like I'm doing all of this, I don't feel like this is the right thing to do. I'm probably gonna like surrender. I have enough ladders. It should be fine. We got the Felix here. We win the speed check, as we should. It's kind of crazy how fast Felix is. A lot of it is because of Endless Tempest. Neutralizing any buffs that could potentially happen. Shiz didn't warp in because he would die, but also interesting that he didn't warp in. And also, like I said, my units are safe, so nothing is gonna happen like in that regards. It's just this feels bad. I'm not gonna like really like if I can take out Gatry, which I don't think I could, or I'm gonna be able to. I don't think I'm gonna take it. So yeah, let's just goof around for a bit, because from here it's pretty. I can run the same play again, and it won't be a problem. Shiz will definitely attack, I think. Yeah, this is scuffed to the extreme. 4 ladders. I'm probably gonna ladder on this one. I don't really want to take this. It's kind of gross. Okay. What else is going on? I think I've got my defense down for Astra Anima. I think I have something locked in and can create. I just gotta put on the final touches, and then it should be good to go from there. So I should be doing a defense replay for that. I'm gonna make a whole video and everything. Hopefully it doesn't perform terribly. So we'll see. And then aside from that, what else is going on?
Maybe this way.
I'm thinking. Sigurd is nuts. Emblem Sigurd, he's really nuts. Like I was considering like breaking my my team, the one team that I've been talking about that I wanted to showcase, and put an Emblem Sigurd on it because a lot of the teams, or like for this week in particular, the main approach that I've been using to break some of these corner balls is just, you know, hitting 4 times because you can't survive, or most units don't survive that once you're able to quad. But I've been able to spark, or at least not spark, I got a copy of Marth, so that is now an option. I can use Potent to like get me out of those corner ball matchups, so that's an option. And I also got, well, we've gotten Emblem Sigurd, and he pretty much solos most corner balls because they typically don't have Breath of Life support on those corner ball setups. So unless it's Ather or Becky, but Sigurd still works there because he can get the AoE a second time. So once you're able to get the AoE off, Sigurd should win those matchups, unless it's against Murni or Gatri. In which case, you're probably going to have to use a different strategy. But against the majority of the other corner ball units, Sigurd should win those.
Let's go.
So that's something that I'm probably going to show off at some point. Maybe next week, maybe not. Depends on what I end up doing with Sigurd. I'm trying to come up with a configuration where I put Sigurd on defense, but even though I think he's probably best utilized in Astra Anima, I might end up putting him on Dark defense just to showcase it, because I don't have enough spots on Astra Anima to put Sigurd in, because I think I said this before, my Astra Anima defense is kind of stacked, so Sigurd probably might end up on Dark defense, and if not, I'll probably put him on Astra offense just to show him off. So that might be a team that I'll do. I think I'll definitely do that, because I have enough Astra blessings for it to not be a problem. Yeah. Serum should take no damage from me. Okay, 12. Okay. And then, let's see. Yeah. Okay. This is fine. She'll heal, and then she's gonna enter combat against Robin, and that should be that. Bonus stats, but also she's just like a good unit. Ooh, 60 times 2. That's quite a lot. But also, she will die because she's doing too much damage. Flare sometimes is kind of interesting because... But also, yeah, like I said, I think Freyr kind of neutralizes her whole thing. And then there's also Micaiah.
What's wrong?
And then here is what I was saying, that ultimately Embla is going to leave herself exposed. So you really just want to go double Embla if you're going to use this strategy, because
I must prevail.
Yeah, she's vulnerable to get sniped, or like
do not waver.
She can attack into someone that would have taken her out. So yeah, I would have recommended going double Embla, especially in this season, since who's bonus? What's her name? Sothis is like useless, so that's what I did. I went double Embla, even though I only have one mythic Embla available to be used. I typically merge my units instead of like, the only one that I could do double is Knots. I have 2 Knots for the double Pathfinder, which I actually might do. I don't know. I'll keep that in mind. But I used Bridal Embla instead. Yeah, Shez will die here. I honestly don't even care. I just want to see how Gatru will do against Rima when he's attacking, to see if there's any damage potential there. But yeah, double Embla. I like the strategy for double Embla because it basically covers the entire map, so the opponent can't use any saves. And then you get to do whatever you want to do on defense with, you know, near save, far save, whatever you want to do, you can totally do it. The problem is you do have to worry about your defensive alignments, because it leaves you a little bit vulnerable in terms of like how you can attack the opponent's defense, the opponent's offense. Because Embla is kind of like samesies. It eliminates any drive supports that they could potentially have in terms of like buffing Ikes and Omni tanks and stuff. But you have to like make sure that the rest of your defense can actually take out the opposing units, which is kind of difficult at this point in the game, because I'll show like a defense replay at the end of this, or I'll put my defense replays at the end of this just so that you can see how. Do I get any damage here? 22, do something, please. Okay, alright. So it was pointless all to begin with. I never had any chance. I would have been banking on whether or not Shez would have been able to actually do some damage to this Gatri. But red versus blue there, that probably would have been 0. Plus, I have no interest in
Do not
giving
waver.
Shez lethality, or at least that Shez lethality. I do not like him, so
Where
this
is my
was
prey?
always going to be a loss, apparently. So GG's. It doesn't matter. Let's play one more. Alright, so this is the team that I was talking about. This is the one that I wanted to use against a corner ball, just so that I could show this Lucina that I finally got a +1 of. So I was able to merge into her and get the extra stats, and also I got a plus speed copy, which is what I really wanted, so I didn't have to waste any trait fruits. So I was able to actually give her some fodder, and I think she's actually fantastic out of the box against armor balls because of the sabotage in her B skill and the fact that she gets all of those stat swings from Arcane Thrima, whatever you want to call it. I think she's fantastic because it means ultimately that she's always going to hit 4 times once you have triangle attack. And then outside of that, if you give her potent, she's typically going to do a ton of damage in those hits that she's going to inflict. With or without potent, she's just going to hit really, really hard, depending on how you build her, especially if you give her like no quarter or something. I think she's fantastic if you're trying to counter that specific corner ball setup. Outside of that, I think she's just fantastic into Gatry. Most speedy saves, she can typically get the speed check if she does the future sight into someone that has sabotage or some type of debuff skill. She'll typically outspeed, and then she'll get enough damage to be able to break through most armored units. So I think like green axe calves are in a really healthy place in terms of just being able to do damage against blue armored units. So I don't think there was ever like any real worry in terms of like being able to break through armored balls. It's just whether or not you have enough, whether or not you brought that specific counter to that. And it's something that, like, if you weren't like aware that this is going to be a thing now, which I was quite surprised that it was a thing again, to the extent that it was, it can catch you off guard. But once you know that it's a thing, there are a lot of green units that can counter it. There's Carla, there's this Lucina, rearmed Lucina. I've shown already this week Erica, and then Prom as well. Seliph does a fantastic job at breaking corner balls, and now we just got Emblem Sigurd, who does a fantastic job at breaking through them as well. So I don't think that specific strategy is going to last much longer. I don't think we're going to be seeing any more of it, unless, like, you know, other players don't like consider building teams for it, or they just don't have those specific units, which I sometimes feel like I neglect that. Some people don't pull on those banners, so they might not have these units in their barracks, in which case I really don't think there are that many free-to-play options to break through these types of units. Like, if you're like free-to-play, and or like if you're not summoning on banners for like those specific units that I just mentioned, I don't think there's like an option outside of that to help you to break through someone with Shield Fighter. I'm trying to think of it, but nothing immediately comes to mind. You would really need armor effective damage, and outside of, let's say, like as a free unit, what do you have? Armor effective, free pool, 3-star. There's an Axe Cav that comes to mind, and I can't remember his name right now, but he's from Fates.
We mustn't get lost.
I literally can't remember his name right now, but there's one option, but he's not going to win any speed checks. Well, maybe he could, since Gatry is pretty slow, but I wouldn't recommend it. You probably would really want to be pulling on those banners for those units in specific. You really want to get like either Carla, Lucina, Brave Erica. I think that banner is gone where you get your free pickup. I think she's gone. I guess next best option would be Felix. If you can get Felix to hit 4 times, he's probably going to win that matchup. Sita can do it. I feel like I'm naming premium units. There just aren't that many units that are old that would like really be able to do it for you in those specific matchups, unless you want to go ranged, in which case you probably have more options, because it's Fjorm and all you really need to do is outspeed Fjorm. Miracle would help you do that with units that are green because they're going to get the effective damage, so they're going to hit her harder.
What do you think?
So you'd be looking at, let's
On my
say,
way.
Ascended Air, who I have and I've tested. She does very well in that matchup.
Time to freeze.
Attune Nino would also do a job, but then I guess Micaiah is probably the easiest
We're not
option.
gonna
You
get
can
lost.
definitely get her to do the Astra
You're
thing
all right.
with some type of special
You're
acceleration, or you can
going
just recharge it. It should work out fine. From range, green, 3 options. I don't know, man. I feel like I'm struggling. I guess Brave Micaiah. I'm pretty sure like most people would have Brave
Careful
Micaiah,
not to burn.
and I'm pretty sure that she can do it also because it's effective damage. It's gonna do what it's supposed to do. And then also, I guess you could do it with Legendary Micaiah as well, depending on the build that you have for her. So yeah, there are a ton of options if you trying to break through corner balls. Like I said, I don't think it's gonna last very long. It's really a gimmick. An effective gimmick if you're not prepared for it, but it's like you don't want to be doing that. You definitely want to get units that actually do something in terms of putting on offensive pressure. Now this Marin, I don't know what her best build is, but I really like what I've given her so far, but she does like not enough damage.
I hear that
And I
summoners
don't
like you are
want to
incredibly
give like
rare.
every
So,
cav
you're like a
assassin
rare
strike
critter.
because I feel like that's what they're missing in terms of like damage output. Seliph got like really lucky, Brave Seliph, or preferential treatments with the amount of true damage that he gets. And then this Reagan as well, I think I've said it before, she really does miss skills, and I don't know what her best B skill is because it really isn't Flow Guard. She does fairly well with surviving most hits without it. So I don't want to give her, again, Assassin Strike because I feel like that's the only skill that I give to my calves, and I don't like doing that. Potent is an option, but I don't want. I only have the one Marth, and I don't want to do that yet. It's kind of I'm holding on to it just for a little bit. And then I just want to show one final thing. Look at this art for Sigurd. I feel like I was probably just to show that I wasn't hating that this art is like not that great. Compare it to his legendary art. This is miles better. Like, it's not even close. Is it just me, or is this not like superior art? This is far superior, right? Like, look at this. So good. But art is subjective, I guess. GG's. Defense replays incoming.